bus terminal in Puerto Vallarta. It's pretty easy to get from here to the Central, which is the old area of Puerto Vallarta, the place I normally go. I don't really mess with Nueva Vallarta or the newer condo area, the resort area or whatever. I always go to the center of town where they have the budget hotels and where, in my opinion, there's more lively action going on, especially for backpackers. Cheaper places to eat, cheaper places to stay, nicer beaches, all the vendors come to or whatever. I'm sure that stuff goes on too at the resort zone, but I feel more comfortable, and for my budget needs, the Centro works better for me. But anyhow, this is the bus terminal, and you can catch a bus right in front of the OXXO down that way, and that'll take you straight to the town center for about 10 pesos a person, which can't be beat. It beats the price of a taxi. Bus travel in Mexico and Latin America is a lot easier than a lot of people think. I've been traveling like this for over 10 years. I rarely ever take a taxi unless it's absolutely necessary. It can be challenging sometimes carrying all your bags, which is another reason I typically travel light. I normally only have a backpack and a camera bag. Sometimes we might have like a handbag, but typically that's all I carry, a backpack and a camera bag. And of course my camera bag will have my passports, my camera gear, my cell phone, my Nintendo DS or Switch, you know, stuff like that, stuff that I don't trust putting underneath the bus in the luggage compartment. But it's really cheap, it's comfortable, way more comfortable than Greyhound in the States. A lot of people, when they hear we take the buses out here in Mexico or Latin America, Central America, they always trip out on that because the only reference they have when it comes to taking the bus is Greyhound in the United States, and it's no comparison. There's so many differences between the Mexican buses or Central American buses and Greyhound. One of the main ones being the layout of the bus. You have way more leg room, the seats recline, you're not all cramped up. There's actually more space than flying coach on airlines, in my opinion. Actually, that's a fact. But this is where you catch the buses back to Puerto Vallarta, to the Centro, from near the bus terminal, the main Central Caminera, which is the big bus terminal where you catch buses to other cities like Mexico, the DF, Mexico City, the DF, Guadalajara, Tepic. You catch buses to other states, and you kind of have to walk from the bus terminal a few blocks over here to catch the bus back to the town center. But this is where you do it. As you can see, all the buses are lined up, and then you can get it back to the center of town. And again, it's 10 pesos. So for me and my wife, it's $1 to get to the town center, or from the town center to the Central Caminera, which is the bus terminal that has buses to other states or other cities. Exotic dancers, and there's a guy with a 12-gauge shotgun guarding the place. You know I gotta go there. So this is our room at Hotel Annalise, which is in the hotel zone, the economic hotel zone in Puerto Vallarta. Got a shower, obviously a bed. Last time we stayed at Hotel Cartagena, which is across the street. I did a video about that. That's a cool spot to stay too. This time though, we got the balcony room here, and this hotel only has one balcony. And that's why we didn't stay here last time, because there was a guy during our whole trip that swooped up on this for $23 a night. You can't beat this deal for a balcony room. The guys across the street, they charge 25, 26 bucks for a balcony room. So it's, you know, it's a few dollars cheaper. You save some pesos. But both hotels are good. You can't go wrong with either. Pretty much all the nice stuff I said about the one across the street applies to this one. There's also Hotel Azteca we've stayed at down the block. They're a little pricier at $30, but still for Puerto Vallarta, that's a fucking deal. They don't have balconies though, but they do have a cool rooftop terrace, which is pretty much the same. You can chill up there, but here you get your own little balcony, and it can't be beat. And all these hotels are on Madero Street in Puerto Vallarta in the economic hotel zone. They have a bunch of them. They have like Hotel Bernal. I have never stayed there. They have spots at the corner down the street. There's like about 8 or 9 different Mexican smaller independent hotels. The bottom line is you can't go wrong with any of the budget options in this hotel zone of Old Town Puerto Vallarta. I'd highly recommend Hotel Annalise, Hotel Cartagena, or Hotel Azteca. Hands down, any of them will suit your needs, and they're all a rock throw away from the beach, the buses, the malecon, places to eat, places to party, clubs, bars, you name it. Pretty much anything Puerto Vallarta has to offer. And they're all priced the same, ranging from $23 to $30 a night. That's the cheapest price you're gonna find in town. As you can see, day or night, Pancho's Tacos is always packed. There's always a fucking line at this place. But it's so fucking good. And the prices for the tacos are super cheap, especially for what you get. Anyhow, this is one of my top 5 favorite taco spots in all of the world. But the food is really good and it's really cheap. For like 11 bucks, we got 6 tacos last time, 2 quesadillas, and 2 sodas for $11. And as my wife said, they don't skimp on the meat. They pack your taco full of meat. I swear these guys make some of the best tacos on earth. I think only Rancho Viejo and La Paz gives them a run for their money. I can't decide which one I like better, but these dudes are fucking awesome. And they got one in Sayulita too. I haven't ate since I got off the bus. No, since before I got on the bus. And I'm about to rectify that right now. What's going on these tacos? Look at that yummy goodness.
The beef quesadilla?
Oh yes, thank you. That's for me.
This is your bite.
Oh wow, how am I gonna do that?
You're gonna eat it.
Let's stop. These are Pancho's Tacos in Puerto Vallarta. There we go.
All right.
the ways you can save money while traveling, especially in Mexico and Central America, actually anywhere, is by eating at smaller restaurants and cafes like this. Like for example, this breakfast platter is 80 pesos, so that comes out to about $4. So you get like an omelet, some hash browns, some toast, some coffee, some juice, all for about $4. I mean, try getting that in the US. This is a hell of a deal. If you eat at spots like this, not only is the food good and you help support the local economy, but it's cheap as fuck and it won't blow up your budget. Anyway, it's time for me to dig into this. Peace. Gelato shop here in Puerto Vallarta is one of my favorite gelato spots. Especially like the guanabana and maracuya.
Guanabana y maracuya. That's it.
We've tried all kind of flavors. They're pretty much all good. And since it's hot as hell here in Puerto Vallarta, this does the trick. There we go. Some boy. No. What? See. Anyhow, it's located right off this street near Playa de los Muertos Beach. And it's a nice treat. And it cools you off. And there it is, our gelato. You can get half a liter for 90 pesos. That's a fucking deal. Try getting that in the States. Let's see. Got a pastor quesadilla. That looks bomb. Look at that. Yum, yum, yum. This is the business.
3 pastor and 1 beef?
No, 3 pesos.
Oh, 3 beef.
asada
And 1 beef.
and 1 peso.
Yes.
No,
That looks bomb. one thing I love about Mexico and Central America. It'll be like super bright and sunny and hot, humid, and then suddenly it'll just start raining hard like this unexpectedly. It'll just be like a total downpour. And you just gotta like get shelter and wait for it to go over. And then like 10 minutes later it'll be bright and sunny again. It's still hot and humid though, no matter what. This isn't my idea of Puerto Vallarta when I think of like a sunny beach vacation destination. I'm just trying to get to Puerto Feliz. And as you can see, even across the street, it's a fucking lake. It's a river. Yikes. Quiero pollo. Look at Nicole, she's drenched.
Should have brought my soap.
Yeah, take a shower.
Yeah.
Bañate en la lluvia. Well, I held up pretty well. But crossing that fucking puddle, well, that's not a puddle, that's a fucking ravine and shit. Yeah, like all kind of mucky city water all on our foot and shit. But we're across the street now, Pollo Feliz. Now we can fucking eat because we haven't had breakfast or lunch. And it's like what, 5, 6 p.m. or some shit? Yeah. Got my plastic bags to guard my camera bag and all my other gizmos. So I figured I'd go to the internet cafe and kill some time. Wait for the rain to clear up if it does. That's a surefire way to fuck your vehicle up.